Edouard. Welcome to the Your Turn podcast.
Hi, Cedric.
Finally, we are here. We meet each other, and we're going to talk about building a partnership ecosystem, building a partnership program. And we had so much information, we decided to split it over 3 sessions. So, Edouard, introduce yourself and tell us why are you the man or the person to talk about partnership programs. Hashtag no pressure.
Okay, great, Cedric. Thank you very much. So I am Edouard. I'm an independent consultant specialized in helping SMB company in the digital environment to develop their sales activity, their B2B marketing activity, and especially in the partnership area, which is a growing activity for digital company nowadays. So I'm very pleased to share some thoughts, some tips about this business, which represent a very potential growth for digital company, but for any type of service company nowadays.
Yeah. And in order to set the scope, what is for you a partnership ecosystem? Because you don't start just out of the blue.
Of course. Partnership ecosystem cover a lot of different things. First of all, let's talk about the wording. You have partnership and ecosystem. In fact, you have 2 types of partnership ecosystem. The first one is what we call the partner ecosystem. It refers to a single company partner network. Let's take a very easy example, which is Salesforce. You know, Salesforce partner ecosystem. It gathers big partners such as Slack, Amazon Web Services, and also 5,000 other companies. So imagine it's a huge network, and within this network you have many partners who also have built a partnership ecosystem. So all this connection create a kind of sticky web, and each Salesforce partners they have very good reasons to work together and to be part of this big organization. So the power of this network is in fact for each customer who wants to get solutions. They will find through the Salesforce organization the services or the software, the application that fit to their needs. Just another interesting figure. With the Salesforce ecosystem, you have 150 customers that get solutions and services through the Salesforce platform. So this is what we call the partner ecosystem, and you have the partnership ecosystem, which is in fact what we call also a super node. It's for instance. It's like a super galaxy of partners. Let's take an example: the e-commerce industry. The e-commerce industry, it's a huge ecosystem, and within this ecosystem, you have major players like Shopify, for instance. And Shopify, has its own partner ecosystem. So the idea behind that means that, in fact, with this ecosystem, the idea is it's a network of businesses that collaborate together, and because they share common goals, they share resources, and the idea is to leverage each other strengths and to in fact create a competitive advantage in the market.
Yeah. And you said a bunch of different names of companies about ways of collaborating, but then what are the different partnership models that you have currently?
You have, if we take the example, we still take the example of the digital industry, which, as we know, it's an industry that often innovate in economic model. So in the digital industry, you have several different type of partnership model, but you can split them in three big categories. You have the strategic partnership. The strategic partnership, in general, you have the big players. It covers industrial alliances, strategic alliances. In fact, they work on a long-term basis. They collaborate to integrate their product, to resell, to have kind of co-branding agreement. And they have of course common commercial objective. The second category are technology partnership, and we all know this kind of partnership. In fact, that is integration of product. You have the example of marketplace, for instance, Apple Marketplace, app stores, plugin, add-on. In fact, it's an exchange between two products through API, and they exchange data. And this integration offers more services, a more complete product for the end customers. It's a kind of combined product. And the last type of category is the channel partnership. And the channel partnership, the idea is a company entrusts another one, a third party, and for the sales, for the implementation, for the customer support of your product on your behalf. That's the idea.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Within these three categories, the challenge for small companies like startup is, okay, what kind of partnership I can start to build? What partners fit more with my economic model, business model?
Yeah, and can you go hybrid, having different models, or?
Yes, of course. Maybe something that is more easy to understand or to figure out within the commercial area. What the different type of channel partners you can have. You have three types of partnership that we all know a little. Like the first one is the referral. The fact that it's the most simple to implement is the fact that you have SMB, independent consultant, small companies who can in fact recommend your solution. And because they with their end customer, they realize that there is a need for a specific services, and you know a good company, a good solution provider who can address this need. So in fact, you generate a kind of lead, you generate a business through this channel. Yeah. And the other one is the reseller. The reseller his objective is really to resell your solution, and you have different type of reselling. But the first one, the basic one, is okay. I get incentive by reselling your solution, but the contract is signed between your company and the end customer, and in between you have the reseller. And if it works very well, you have the distribution agreement. That means that your partner is purchasing your license, purchasing your product, and then resell with its own brand and sign the contract with the end customer. And so that's the more advanced type of commercial agreement.
Yeah. And you speak about the advanced agreements. Let us say, okay, we're a company, an SME of 10, maybe 50 employees. Why would I build a partnership ecosystem?
The rationale behind that is today what is very interesting with partnership is the best way to accelerate the penetration of a market. What the big challenge when you launch your activity or you're at the early stage is okay, how can I get quickly my first customers? How can I generate the maximum lead possible? And through a partnership, thanks to a partner, you can in fact you use the partner sales force, because it's like a kind of extension of your sales team. They can first of all, towards their own install base of customers, they can resell your solution, or they can integrate your product and sell your product to their install base. That's the first step and the first reason why you should partner. So for really commercial purpose. And on the more midterm, long term, is in fact it's always interesting to share innovation, to get customers' feedback through different type of partner, of channel, and not to be the only one in front of the customer. So that's a strong driver for the business development.
Yeah, great. So you convinced me, Edouard. So when we start building a partnership model or a partnership ecosystem, what would be for you the first milestones and the stages in starting to build one?
Alors, first of all, what is important to understand is when you decide to implement a partnership ecosystem strategy, the first thing to have in mind is that it requires a certain time. I mean, you cannot get quick results in the very short term. That requires between 6 months, 9 months to 1 year of I would say, investment in terms of resources, financial resources, and also people involved in this activity. So it's important to have that in mind. So the first thing you have to do, the first step, is first of all to consider that the partnership strategy is part of your corporate strategy. I mean, it's as important as your product and also your direct sales organization. So you decide that to develop your business, you integrate partnership strategy. Then you have to define what type of partner you have to address. I know that we will discuss that point later on, but you have to define, as you define your ICP, you need to define your IPP, your ideal partner profile. So what is an IPP? We will say, I will talk about that a little later, but just in few words, as a teasing, is the fact that you need to determine the profile of a partner that will fit with your business, will fit with your product and with your sales approach. Then you need to define another step. The next step is to define your partner acquisition program, partner acquisition plan. Yes, it's like lead generation and the sales process. You have the same for the partnership. So you have to identify the partner, get in touch with them, explain the rationale and the benefits of your program, and try to get your first partners. Then you get your first partner. Very important. As for an end customer, you need to onboard them. You need to train them. Then, with each of these partners, you also define what we call a business plan. I mean, since they commit themselves to working with you, they need to commit themselves to achieving goals of revenue of clients. So you have to build this business plan with your partner. And further, you adjust on a monthly basis the organization of your partnership business. That means that you adjust the operation model, the way the relationship with your partner, the type of information you provide with them. You share, and finally you share the success, which is very important. To motivate internally, externally, you need to share the success with your partner, with your own teams internally, and also externally, because it's also to reinsure the commitment of your partner and to reinsure the market.
Yeah, good. And from my experience, often the best way to start working with a partner is you come first with one lead, a couple of leads, and then show that your success and then you start building a plan. So what is your take on this?
It really depends on your partner profile, but it's a good example you're giving, Cedric, because in fact it's when you start. The first thing very important with the partner you have identified and you have agreed to collaborate is, first of all, to onboard the partner, because the partner is supposed to become your champion. So they need to know perfectly your product, your organization, your sales model, your pricing, and so because they need also to feel comfortable with your solution to properly sell it. And of course, they will be motivated for two reasons. The first one, the reward program is appropriate. The incentive you're going to provide them with is motivating enough. And then we know that we need to earn to win the first business together, the first deals, the first customers. So you have to define achieving plan. I mean, a plan, a leads generation plan, a closing deal plan, and you have to decide, for instance, let's work together for the first 5 deals or the first 5 customers. So it's really a co-selling activity, and then with these successes, you can build a business plan. Yeah. So that's an approach. But there is another approach also very important. Is since you work with a partner who feel comfortable enough with your solution, with your selling process, with the marketing around your solutions, they need also to think, okay, if I want to be your partner, I want to have a kind of forecast of what kind of level of revenue I will get from our partnership. So some of them will need to work from the beginning on a business plan, and so let's work on a business plan on a quarter basis or the first quarter, the first 6 months, the first year. And of course, month after month or quarter after quarter, you can adapt the business plan. But with this business plan, they know exactly what kind of revenue, what kind of business they can expect from the partnership, and that has consequences, impact on their own organization, and also has an impact on your organization as the vendor.
And in your experience, is there a difference between the size of company and the type of services / SaaS products they're selling in order to go for the first or the second version?
Yes, I mean I would say it's not only a question of size. I would say it's a question of maturity. What is challenging for the vendor who is building a partnership, a partner ecosystem, is and that's why the IPP process is so important. Is when you select a partner willing to collaborate with you, it's very important to make sure that they share the same vision on the business, that they have internally sales people, but also customer support people, consultants, that they are willing to work with your solution and to sell your solution. So that there's a kind of culture fit that's very, very important. So some partners are not ready or willing or have the resources to go further in the partnership. So you have to adapt the kind of relationship you want to implement with your partner. That's why you can define what we call tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and for each tier you have different type of involvement of commitment from the partner.
Yeah, that's a good one, because if you look at when you ask somebody with whom would you like to partner, they all name either the biggest integrators or the biggest distributors, but then they're not always waiting to have one of the many suppliers that maybe only in a couple of elements, very strategic elements, or diversified enough to sell into or to sell from.
Of course, but it really depends on the. I mean, it depends on the. First of all, it depends on your own maturity as a vendor. I mean, since you have a strong product, a strong MVP, since you have also ICP clearly defined. First, I mean, you also have a direct sales team who has experienced successes. It's easier to address and to convince bigger partners to work with you. If you want to work with a very big integrator, let's take an example, because that's the dream of many vendors. Oh, I would like to partner with Accenture or with Deloitte, or okay. Don't be careful, because these kind of organizations have several different vendors, partners. So they are structured, but you have to demonstrate that you have a strong solution, and you have to make sure that you won't be another vendor that will not be follow up by their team. That's why the Salesforce ecosystem is very strong, because through integration, I mean, every players, even the smaller one, can benefit from the whole organization, from the whole structure of the ecosystem.
Yeah, clear. Yeah, thank you. So and maybe for the people listening or watching this, we will go deeper in the next two sessions.
Of course.
And maybe the last question for this session. So we are let's assume we are building a partnership program. You spoke about the window of 3, 6, 9, 12 months. We need to have some patience at the same time.
Yeah,
we want to
absolutely.
show either our management or the board that we have success, that our partnership program is working. So can you give us some type of quick wins that we could show and demonstrate, and that shows that our partnership model is working?
Of course. The first quick win is to build a strong onboarding process. I mean, you have, since you get the trust from the partner you have just signed, you need to show them, you need to show to your partner that you are available to help the partner to become operational, to become your champion very quickly. So you need to have very close relationship with your partner. So that's the first quick win. Then you need to define achievable objectives. As I said previously, you need quick success, quick deals won together with your partner. So let's say for the first quarter, let's try to generate between 10 or 15 leads, and let's say we can close between 1 or 2 deals every month.
Yeah.
And the first thing to do, and the easiest thing to do with a partner is say, okay, let's work with your install base, because the install base is it's the partner's customers, so they still have a relationship with their customers, so it's easier to address this kind of leads for the vendor.
Upsell model for that partner then.
Absolutely, it's an upsell model. Exactly, that's exactly this idea. Before trying to do some new business, in general, when you have a new partner, in general, is very excited to let's do some campaign to generate leads. All right, but the quick wins, it's with your install base before trying to address the new business. And the last quick wins is offering incentive, very stimulating incentives for your partner. You can define some accelerator. Okay, if you succeed the first 3, 4, 5 deals, if you overachieve, you will get a percentage more. I mean, it's the way to motivate as well.
Yeah, and when we look at because quick wins, we talk about, first of all, we talk about rewards, we talk about converting a number of leads, going to install base and show the leadership that it works. And then if you look at complex sales environments where you might have sales cycles of 6 months, 12 months, 18 months in very complex environments, any tips there how what you can show that the program is working?
You can in that kind of course, for enterprise selling, which lasts for a couple of months. You can define a kind of intermediary reward. You can say, okay, when we have succeeded the first step, and you define the step, you will get something. It's not especially. It can be not the. I mean, you can say, okay, we start with a certain percentage, and the more we go through the process, the percentage will increase. But in general, I would say for more complex sales process, it's very important to set up a co-selling approach, because what is very difficult is when you already have a direct sales team, you can have sometime a kind of internal struggle because you have the direct sales team competing with the partners, and that's not a good. You have to avoid this kind of situation. That's why it's very important to have co-selling. It means that from a compensation point of view, it will be neutral. Everybody will get his incentive if you win.
Yeah.
So
a lot
that's
of
really
questions are popping up, but I suggest that we use them for the following sessions when we go deeper.
Okay.
I really like that first session. Really gives a very nice overview about the different models. What is a partnership ecosystem? So in the next ones we go closer about the how to do it, things to do. So thank you very much, Edouard. I'm looking forward
You're welcome.
for the next session.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.